Zijn
Ik ga even checken.
Ja.
Bij,
Klik hier even op wat ze nu zien. Nee, nog niet.
misschien bij Charlotte.
Charlotte is verder of niet? Dat is zo gek als we luisteren. Misschien nog iets aanklikken. Even kijken wat er hier stond. Oh ja, we zijn volgens mij live. Ja, top.
Ja, top. All right.
Okay.
Then we'll just start, I think, 1 minute before time. Yes. All right. Welcome, everyone. Great that you found your way to our lovely page on the orientation website. Hopefully you're all having a good orientation, despite the fact that we have to do some things online today. We hope that you're still having a good time meeting new people, learning about our city, our country, and hopefully preparing you for the life in Utrecht that's coming up. This is the workshop about how to act like a Dutchie, how to act like a local. We'll teach you all the ins and outs of the Dutch language, the culture, how to behave, where to get your groceries, how to get a public transport card. We will all try to inform you about this to give you the kickstart in Utrecht that you will need. We hope that you enjoy it. So welcome, first of all, to Utrecht, one of the happiest cities on earth. I can vouch for that myself, I would say. First of all, a quick who are we? I am Tom. I am the treasurer of ESN Utrecht for this year.
I am Annelot. I'm going to be the partnership manager of ESN Utrecht.
We will be your hosts for this presentation for the next hour. A quick schedule for today, what we're going to talk about. First of all, what is ESN? We already briefly told you it's the Erasmus Student Network on the first slide, but we will explain a bit more on what we do and what this network actually is. Then we'll teach you some basics of Dutch. What are all those crazy sounds that you hear constantly around you? How can you learn some sentences to use in your first days here to get you started and really act like a local? Then we will give you a crash course in Dutch culture. We will tell you stuff about how Dutch people are. We will tell you some of their habits and just to get you started and to lower the culture shock, hopefully. Then we'll tell you some fun facts about Utrecht as a student city. The students are really intertwined with the city here. If you walk through the city, you will see it that there are several higher education institutes, for example, but also there are student discounts all around you. So Utrecht and its students really are one. Then we will give you some practical tips for students. So that's more about where to get your groceries, where to get your public transport card, stuff like that. And then, where to have fun in Utrecht. Obviously, this is a bit limited right now, but when everything, all the regulations allow it again, we will tell you where you can get the best drinks, where you can have a nice party, and overall where to have a good time in our city. In the end, there will be some time for questions. We have reserved some time for this, so you can, on the orientation website, post a comment below at the end of the page. We will keep track of them and we will try to answer as many of them as possible at the end of the presentation. We have until around 11. So after that, don't worry if your question didn't get answered. We will still answer them in the chat. We will hang around a bit there to make sure that we address all your concerns. So feel free to ask any questions below in the chat, and we'll try to answer them as best as we can. So first of all, what is ESN? It's a good question. Like I said, it is the Erasmus Student Network, but what does it exactly entail? All right, it is a student network that is for all international students. We host over 350,000 international students in our European network. We have over 520 sections in more than 40 countries, and are connected to more than 1,000 higher education institutes. And in this entire network, we try to help international students that go abroad under the principle of students helping students. For this, we have over 13,000 active volunteers um, on whom we really rely. They help us in organizing all the great activities that we would like to offer you and make sure that you, in overall, have just a great time here in our beloved city. Um, and this is all to give you, a home away from home in a foreign country. So we really hope that we can help you as best as we can in this, and that is what ESN stands for, very briefly. Um, Then ESN Utrecht. We are just one of these over 520 sections. But it's worth mentioning that we are a really great organization ourselves too. In the top left, you will see the 6 full-time board members for this year who try and regulate ESN, like the day-to-day running of it, make sure that everything is going smoothly behind the scenes. But like I already mentioned, we rely very heavily upon our volunteers to help us organize all these great activities that we would like to offer you. Do check them out on our website and on our socials. We've got some great stuff coming up. But yeah, they really make ESN Utrecht what it is today, and we couldn't all do that without them. So if anyone is watching of them, thanks. And yeah, then maybe more in detail, what do we do?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question, actually. We do all kinds of things at ESN Utrecht. So one really nice thing is that we have a Dutch language course. So you can have free Dutch lessons every week. And we have some really nice Dutch volunteers that teach you all the ins and outs. It's a lot of fun. The only thing you need to get to this Dutch language course, but also the other activities that I will mention after this, is you need to get an ESN card, which is only €6. I will tell you a bit more about that later. But first, our other activities. So we have all kinds of things. We, of course, have a lot of parties, but also career-related events. We do a lot of nice day trips to, for example, Groningen or Delft or Rotterdam. We have events that are more into integration or social inclusion. We do a weekend abroad if Corona lets us. I can't say that right now, but if we have the chance, we will for sure go abroad as well. Next to that, we also have a really nice journalism committee who writes blogs and magazines for you guys to read about, for example, Utrecht or Student Life or ESN. So that's a lot of fun. We do things like international dinners, but yeah, there's so much more. So please check it out. Like things that are coming up soon is, for example, sunset canoeing, laser tag, game night. Check this all out. Then for now, enough about us, of course. It's time to practice your Dutch. So this is the time that you really have to pay attention. I will say it first in English, then in Dutch. So when you want to say hello, you say hallo or hoi. How are you? Hoe gaat het? I'm doing good. How about you? Goed. En met jou? So the goed might be a bit hard, or the hoe gaat het? You can really practice at home. Maybe nice. Just go stand in front of the mirror or something. So my name is. Ik heet Annelot. And goodbye we say tot ziens. So I hope you guys picked it up already. If not, I think this video is actually posted, so you can just replay it all the time to get to know this, or just go to our Dutch language course, of course. So now it's time to learn a bit about our culture. What are we known for? Let's see. It's going like that. Everyone is very direct. Yeah, that's good to know, because some people think Dutch people are very rude, and we don't mean it to be rude. We're just very direct. So we're quite straight to the point, but don't be bothered by it. We don't mean it that way. That's just how we are. Then we seem underexcited. That's also true. If you look at, for example, the Americans, it's like, oh my God, this is so much fun. And I think the Dutch are more like, yeah, sounds good. don't think that we're not excited. We love to hang out with you or whatever it is. We're just not being like like the gym. Tall people, very tall people. That's true. I think we're the tallest people in the world. Sadly, that's not for everyone. I'm 168, so I'm quite small for Dutch persons. But yeah, Tom next to me is quite long as well, tall. Um, Bikes, yes. I think every Dutch person has at least 2 bikes, I guess. Like I have to be honest, I have 4 bikes right now. 3 of them are broke. One is semi-broke, but I still bike on it. So you have to get a bike when you're in Utrecht. It's the way to get around. Um, yeah, we also have curtainless windows. You can see that a lot in the city center. So that's nice to look at as well. This is a really nice one. The Dutch are known for the tolerance. When you look at, for example, gay marriage, we were the first country to allow that. So that's really nice. But also all the different nationalities that live here. I think the Dutch people really try to make that work and try to tolerate each community. Of course, we're also known for our drugs. That's like an easy one. I have to say, Dutch people don't smoke a lot of weed. People always think that, but we mainly sell it to the tourists. So that's actually really nice. Um, yeah. So if you look at spaces in the Netherlands, everything has some kind of use. Everything is property from someone or is used as a public space. So there's like not a centimeter in the Netherlands that doesn't have any use. So that's fun to look at once. We're also known for going Dutch. That's like splitting the bill. People often call the Dutch cheap. I have to say we love a good deal, but who doesn't, to be honest? And this one is very good for you guys to know because the Dutch are very punctual. So if you want to hang out with a Dutch person and you say, let's meet at 1, be there at 1. That person will be ready for you at 12:55, I guess. And if you're there at 1:05, it's still fine, but don't show up at 2 or something. We find it very rude, and I know this is for you, like for different cultures, that's just not the case. But yeah, the Dutch are very punctual. Um, this is the last one you really have to know. I find this one very important. You have to eat bread with hagelslag. So it's chocolate sprinkles and it's amazing. A lot of Dutch people eat it. Also, not only on bread, but also on beschuit. You can find it in the supermarket. Really nice. Check it out because it's amazing.
All right, then I'll give you some facts about your new home. This might be good conversation starters when you talk to fellow internationals, but also to Dutchies. I have to say, prior to making this presentation, I didn't know these facts either. So you learn something new every day, including myself. Yeah, so these facts about our hometown with the Dom Tower on the right, of course. Sorry, by the way, that's completely covered in scaffolding right now. We would really love for you all to see it, but yeah, they're reconstructing it, making sure that it still stands up after 10 years, which is also very nice, of course. Yeah, first of all, I already briefly mentioned the students. Utrecht is really active in student life, student discounts, all the higher education institutes, all the sororities, the fraternities, all the other foundations like ESN, for example, that really are intertwined with the city and make it the great student city that it is today. So it has quite some higher education institutes. In total, there are 10. Which offer a great diversity of different kinds of education that you can follow here. These go obviously from the University of Utrecht, but there are like many more. We have just the University of Applied Sciences, the HU. We have the HKU, which is the University of Applied Sciences for the Arts, which you can like follow really diverse programs in all kinds of arts, which is like really cool. But we also have the TU, University of Applied Sciences. You have the Marnix Academy. So there's really a lot of different education institutes that help us offer this diverse range of different kinds of educations to our students and also to our international students. And then to put the student city numbers more in contrast, Utrecht houses quite a lot of students in general. The population of the city itself lies around 300,000 people. and 75,000 approximately of those are made up of students, which makes Utrecht quite a clever city, I like to think. But yeah, it really shows that it's almost 1/3 of the inhabitants that are students. That yeah, you can really call Utrecht a student city. From those students, normally at least, yearly we invite or we host 3,000 new international students. This year, obviously, it is a bit less, but normally we yeah, try and offer a great program, being ESN, to all these international students. And don't worry, even though there are not that much international students this year, we still like to create a great community for all of you and be there for all of you. So we really still expect to make it a great year. And then to some more housing difficulties. You've probably run into this already, but it is difficult to get a room in Utrecht. And if it's not difficult, then it's expensive. So this is a problem that occurs in more places in the Netherlands. Amsterdam is even worse, for example. So you should be yeah, lucky that you don't have to find a room there. But the average price for a room a month lies around 431 euros. This was in 2018, but it's still quite accurate if you pay like around 400 euros a month for your room. It's considered okay / reasonable. Obviously, when you're from smaller villages, perhaps this is really yeah, a lot. Like for me, it's a lot. I'm from a smaller village, so I was not expecting these high rent prices. But it's not that uncommon, and especially like it depends, of course, a bit on the size of your room and where you are located. In the city center, it's really expensive, but also obviously really nice because you can just roll out of bed, go to uni or to a bar or to the library to study. And yeah, I think in general it's worth it to study in Utrecht.
Of course.
And then the average waiting time, which is really, really long. I was amazed by this number. It stands at 19 months in 2017. And obviously, being a student in general, we know this problem, but we can only imagine that it would be even more, even harder for international students, since some houses only want Dutch students. But we hope that you are still able to find a room within the city. If not, you can reach out to us and maybe we can help you on your way to kickstart your search to a new room in this city. And then, yeah, let's get practical. Where to do groceries, the public transport, and the money issues. First of all, groceries. We have several bigger supermarkets that will all, yeah, supply you in your daily needs, so just normal groceries. There are also some more special supermarkets. You can Google them that are like that have more products from different regions of the world. There are like really a lot of them, and they're really diverse. So if you need something specific from a certain country, do look for that because we might have it somewhere within the city. But for the more general groceries, you can just go here. The more expensive ones, the A brands, are Albert Heijn and Jumbo. I say more expensive compared to the bottom ones, but they're still quite reasonably priced. I think there's no, I don't get scared every time I pay at Jumbo or Albert Heijn, so don't worry about that. They're like great supermarkets too. Do notice that you can't pay with a credit card at Albert Heijn. Something to take into account. And then we have the cheaper, student-friendlier ones, which are Aldi and Lidl. And all these supermarkets are located in and around the city center. So yeah, probably there's one close to your house too, and they will certainly be enough for your day-to-day groceries. They almost have everything, like if I need something. So
Even hagelslag.
even hagelslag. I think each one of them has their own brand of hagelslag.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can check them all out and see which one is best. So yeah. Then the public transport, this is where it gets a bit more difficult maybe. We have a system in the Netherlands with an OV chip card, which is a public transport card, which we use to travel with the public transport for a bit cheaper than regular tickets. Obviously, you can still buy regular tickets. You can get those at the ticket shops you can see at the, or the machines you see at the bottom left. So the bigger one with the big blue square in the middle. yeah, there you can just fill in your trip and it will give you a ticket to travel with, but it is really cheaper to get one of these cards. You can get a personalized one, a yellow one, then it shows your picture on the background, and it is also connected to your bank account, I think. On this one, you can also put subscriptions, which cost some money, but then you can get some discounts while traveling in outside of peak hours, for example, which can be really nice. If you're interested in this, go look at the website of the public transport agency, which is ns.nl. And there you can see what they can offer you for subscriptions if you travel a lot. If you don't travel a lot, I wouldn't recommend it. But you can still get the personalized card. I think it's not that expensive, right?
No, it's not that much more.
No. But you can also just get an anonymous one, a blue card. It is not connected to you, so you can like hand it out if you want to. If someone needs to borrow it. And at both of these cards, you can top those up with money to travel with public transport, which is very useful. At all the buses, trams, trains, metros, you will find places to check in with this card. I will explain a bit more about it later. But the general idea is you top them up with a certain amount of money and then it gets subtracted from the journey you do. However, for some journeys, for example with the train, you sometimes have to pay a lot of money. So they have this rule that you need to have a certain amount of money charged to your card. For a train trip, this is 20 euros. And they do this to make sure that you don't travel a long way with very low credit on your card. So for example, if you have 5 euros on your card, you check in and you make a 20 euro trip, then you have minus 15 euros on your card. And they want to prevent that. So you at least need 20 euros to use these cards. And for the bus, metro, and tram, this is 4 euros. So this is a bit less. Their journeys are a bit shorter and they're less trouble in general. The point with these cards is that you need to always check in and check out at the end of your journey. This can be a bit tricky. You do need to remember to check out. At train stations, this is mainly a bit more easy, especially the bigger train stations, because they have these gates that open and close when you check in and out. So you can only exit the station by checking out. However, some smaller stations only have like a kind of pole where you can see the picture above you that says card here, and there you can check out. It beeps, it says checked out, and then you're good to go. If it happens that you forget to check out, this can happen, of course, after a trip by train or just with a bus. There are ways of getting your money back. However, it's a bit more difficult, so I would just recommend you to learn to remember to check out, because it will really save yourself and also the public travel agency a lot of trouble and a lot of time. But there are ways for that. And then obviously we wouldn't be Dutch if we wouldn't have a public transport bike. It's called an OV bike, and you can get those with the personalized yellow OV cards. These bikes you can find mainly at the bigger train stations, but also in the city center, at Janskerkhof, for example. And those bikes cost around 3 to 5 euros a day.
Yeah, I think it's €3.75 for 24 hours.
Yeah, and then again 5 euros for each
extra day. Yeah.
So it is like that. They're really useful if you need to go somewhere to the city, for example, and you need to get from the station to your friend. You can quickly go to the OV bike stand. Most of the times there's like signs pointing you in the right direction at the station. And there they will help you with an OV bike if you have a yellow personalized OV card. So you do need that. But it's really useful to get from the station to where you need to be. Yeah. And also for if friends or family are coming by, you can lend out your personalized yellow OV card. I don't think they make it into that big of a problem if you like get someone else a bike. You can only get one bike though, I think. Yeah, only one bike per personalized. Yeah, so do keep that into account. But it's really useful if you're in need of a bike last minute and there are none. I think at Utrecht Central Station there are like tons of them, so they will help you out definitely. And then let's talk money. This is certainly now a bit relevant. Main payments are done contactless, most payments. Especially now, they really ask you to pay by card, contactless, to make sure that the circulation of money is prevented, because money obviously carries a lot of germs on it, and they want to prevent it as much as possible. So you will see signs in the shops saying like, please pay by card. It's easiest as safe as right now. But sometimes it's standard in shops that they don't have any cash payments at all. Like they don't allow it. They just have credit cards or debit cards. And then again, a credit card is not really the main payment method within the Netherlands. Most people use debit cards, and they are also most compatible with all the machines that we have to pay. So we would recommend you to get a Dutch debit card at one of, or use your own debit card. That will probably be fine too. But if you don't have one, make sure to get one at one of the Dutch banks. So you don't get stuck at a shop without being able to pay, which obviously is a major inconvenience. So yeah, you can sort it out. If you need help with this, you can obviously leave a question below, and we will see if we can look something up quickly for you.
So I think this is where most people were waiting for, of course, where to have fun. Everywhere in Utrecht, I have to say, but we have some special spots for you guys. So for restaurants, some restaurants in Utrecht have a student deal, which is nice to know about. You have Luden in the city center, and this restaurant has a deal that students can have lunch for €6.50, including a drink. And you have Florin, which is also in a city center. It's actually very close to each other. And they have a dinner for €6.50 each Monday and Tuesday when you are a student. So you need to show that you are a student. Then one of our partners, actually from ESN, so if you have an ESN card and you go to Walden, our partner, you will get discount on your drinks. But next to that, Walden also gives a 3-course meal for students for €15 only. So that's actually really nice if you go there and you have your card, also like cheaper drinks. So we would call it a win-win situation. Some nice cafes. So Café Hofman is one of the best cafes in Utrecht. It's also a partner of ESN Utrecht, so we're really happy with that. At Café Hofman, you will get a 15% discount with your ESN card on the drinks. And what we do there is we give a monthly pub quiz at Hofman, and it's a really nice location for it, since it's a really nice bar in the city center again. And the pub quizzes are always also a lot of fun. He actually coordinates the pub quiz committee, so
they're great fun. Go check them out.
It's a lot of fun. Then this one, I heard some internationals already know about this one. We call it Olivier, and it's a really nice bar. They have over 100 beers, a lot of Belgian craft beers, and I really love the bar. It's actually from the inside, it looks like a church, and that's because in World War II they couldn't be a bar, so they pretended to be a church. So you can still see like an organ and stuff inside, but they were actually still a bar. So it's a nice history there, and it's just a really nice place. In Utrecht, it's actually often used for a first date because it's easy to go there, have some craft beers together, and you don't know what happens next. Then for going out, again, we have an amazing partner, ESN Utrecht. I have to say this one is really amazing. It's Club Puma. We have an ESN student night there each Tuesday, and with your ESN card, you get 2 free drinks there. We will also now start with a borrel, as we call it, so drinks a bit earlier at Club Puma on Tuesday. So we'll already start at 9. The drinks will be €1 then. So it's a really good deal. And we party there each Tuesday. I think Tuesday became one of my favorite days of the week since I'm part of ESN. So you should definitely check that out as well. And if you go out on a Monday or Wednesday, I wouldn't recommend Puma. It's really Tuesday is the day to go there. Monday and Wednesday, I would go to the Vrienden, also a nice place. And on Thursday, you can go to Tivoli Vredenburg. They have the Pop-O-Matic party. And yeah, you can already see it by the ESN star. But again, this is also an ESN partner. So yeah, those are really places I would go to if I were you. About the ESN introduction, I also want to say something about that, because usually we do a whole week full of fun activities, physical activities, This year it's a bit different due to COVID-19. We arranged something really nice for you guys, but then we had to change our plans. And we really try to still make the best of it, because we find it very important that you guys in the beginning already can find one another, make friends, meet new people. And usually our introduction week is a very good way to do that. But now we thought of something else, which is an online introduction evening on the 7th of September. You can find the event on our Facebook page. So if you just Facebook ESN Utrecht, you can see like on the page we have all kinds of events, under which this one, but also other like activities that we will do. During this evening, we tell, of course, a bit about ESN or questions you have. We'll play some games and stuff, but the main point is that we will give you a mentor group for the rest of the year, which is a lot of fun. So you guys get some internationals and some Dutchies who will be your mentors. And they will just they will know about all the activities, you guys hopefully as well, because you can just check it out at our Facebook, Instagram, website. But together you guys can go to a lot of activities, such as on the 10th of September we will have laser tag. Might be fun to do that together, or the pub quiz on the 14th of September. Yeah, there's a lot of things coming up. So please check it all out. And I would really recommend you guys to also subscribe for the online introduction evening, because I think it will be a really nice way to get to know more people here in Utrecht. Yeah, this was actually what we had to tell you guys. We can imagine that you have a lot of questions. We are here to answer them all. It's about anything. If you have questions about Utrecht, about, again, the public transport or something, about ESN, of course, also completely fine. You can reach out to us right now. We have a chat actually where you can send your questions, and if you want to ask something later, you can just send us a Facebook message or an email. So yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. If there are too many questions and we cannot answer it within the time, because I don't think that will be the case, but we have to stop at around 10:50, then you guys can, we will stay here to answer your questions in the chat by typing, so you will all get an answer to your question. Okay, I see some questions already. Ada, thank you for the good luck. She is one of our lovely volunteers. You also have to meet her, which means you have to go to all the parties, because she is in the party committee. Okay, so is there a transfer discount here? For example, when you switch from one tram to another? No, there's not.
No, I don't think that's the case. No, mainly you just, when you go by train or tram, if you go with like one transport provider, you only check in and out at your starting station and your end station, I think. So for the buses, it's different. Obviously, you have to check in and out every time you get in or out. But there is no transfer discount here. It might be good to mention actually that in other parts of the country, this is not in Utrecht, so luckily you don't have to worry about this. But if you get maybe more to the east or to the north of the Netherlands, they sometimes have different public transport providers. So there are other companies like Arriva, for example, that also offer train trips. And then you do have to, when you transfer from the NS, for example, so like the big yellow trains that you have already seen, to another transport provider, you do have to check out for the NS and check in again at the station. There are people there that can help you with that, and there are big signs and poles like standing on each platform. Like I said, in Utrecht you don't have to worry about this. Also, like towards Amsterdam, I think it's mainly NS for the trains at least. But yeah, do keep an eye on it if you go like further from Utrecht, because it might save you a lot of trouble. However, the people in the train that check your tickets, they will understand if you say like, I'm here first time and I'm trying to find my way, please help me. So they won't punish you for that or anything.
Yeah, so there's another question that is transport related, and the question is it worth buying a yellow OV card if you bike a lot within Utrecht? I would actually always recommend, if you just stay within Utrecht for most of the time and you have a bike, I would do that because it's way cheaper. I would actually also get a bike. I have to say again, we also have a partner that's a bike store, really nice guy actually, and you get 15% off your bike if you buy it there. So that's actually a really nice deal to also look for if I were you. I would only buy the yellow OV chip card if you really don't like to bike and you want to use public transport a lot. Or if you are planning on going on a lot of day trips by train, because some internationals go, for example, by car. We also organize a lot of day trips to to other cities, and we arrange buses for you guys then. So if you're not planning on doing that kind of stuff yourself, then I don't think you need a yellow OV chip card. Yeah, I would definitely always buy a bike.
Yeah.
Also, maybe nice to mention, for people who don't know how to bike yet, because it's of course less done in some cultures than here. We will give a cycling clinic on the 3rd of September, and we will teach you how to bike. You do have to need your bike already for that, because we don't have extra bikes for you. But yeah, if you are a bit afraid of how to bike, or you don't know the Dutch biking rules, you can just come there for free and we'll teach you. Let's see what other questions are.
Are there any restrictions on the parties due to Corona? Yeah, obviously, yes, there are. The places that are open will restrict you to your seat. So there's not much movement space right now. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about that, but we need to, yeah, like I already said a lot of times, flatten the curve. So yeah, they will try to assign you to a seat, and you do have to remain seated in that place instead. Perhaps maybe when you're walking to the bar or walking to the toilet, of course, that's possible. But like the full-on parties are not allowed for now. We do hope that we are capable of organizing new things again when everything allows it. Like we will try to do whatever is possible, but we do want to stay within the regulations because yeah, we try to be responsible in that regard.
Yeah, most of the time you have to sit on your on your chair.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit boring, but I have to say it's still quite fun if you go with some friends.
That's true.
I think in Club Puma, I've been there a lot since Corona. I actually had an amazing time each night.
Even sitting down.
Would love you guys to be there as well, because we will be there each Tuesday and really want to know all of you, get to know all of you. So you should definitely join us there. Let's see. Yeah, you can participate in the ESN introduction evening, the online one, without having an ESN card already. You can subscribe for it, but I think it's nice to buy an ESN card. It's only €6, and after that, like the plan for that is that you can do a lot of activities with your group of like other people who joined the ESN intro evening for the rest of the year. And for those activities, you will need your ESN card. So I actually already posted a link both on the university website where we should answer the questions, and on the YouTube channel with where you can buy our ESN card. But it's actually very easy, because you can just Google ESN Utrecht and you find our webpage where you can buy it.
All right.
So the next question.
Do you maybe know if there's an OV app to rent a bike? There is an OV app, which is called the NS Reis Planner, but that is not to rent a bike, I think. You can't really reserve one. You do have to go to the station, and like there will be plenty. Smaller stations have fewer bikes, so those can be running out soon during the day. But I will post a link in the chat at which you can see the availability of the OV bike, so you can see if there are any bikes available. I think you just need to fill in the search bar Utrecht, and it will probably show up Utrecht Centraal, and there you can see whether there are any bikes. But yeah, that should work itself out.
So yeah, I think you already figured it out, but we are on a lot pay. So the people that answer those questions, like say that in the chat, is us. So the next question: is there somewhere to rent a bike for a friend for a few days if you do not have a personalized OV chip card? Yeah, you can always do that at some bike stores. You can just Google that. Like there are always bike stores that do that. I think it's just a lot more expensive. So I would check whether it's not even cheaper to just buy a personalized OV card, because for a few days, like you pay approximately then €5 per day for the OV chip card one. While I guess when you go to a bike store, you'll pay like 15 or 20 euros a day to rent one. You can always also just try to ask a friend for their bike. Maybe that's what we also do a lot. Your roommate or something. So that's always as well an option.
And also, like in general, I do think that the yellow personalized OV card really is a good investment if you save for a long time. If it's only for half a year, it might be a bit less, but still, I think it's nice to have. It gives you the option of the OV bike, for example.
Yeah, which, if you stay here for 3 years, I would for sure.
But then you can lend it out. That is one thing. So you can give your card to someone else because it has your picture on it and your birth date, I think, too. So that is a restriction with the personalized one. But it do gives you more options too.
So the next question is, what is the bike partner and what's the best place to buy a bike as a new student? So our bike partner is called Salil City Bike. I will also write it down here. The thing with buying a bike in Utrecht, we always buy second-hand bikes, and almost every bike store is as expensive as the other ones. I often have to get a new bike because mine, I don't know why, but break a lot, and sometimes it gets stolen. You would also need like a second lock, I would say, here in Utrecht. But the thing is, most bike stores are around the same price, and then with Salil City Bike you get 15% discount, so it will be a bit cheaper. So I would actually recommend that one. You will always already have your €6 ESN card covered by only buying a bike by Salil City Bike, I guess. So I would go to that one, but you can always there are a lot of bike stores, and almost every bike store sells secondhand bikes, and almost all secondhand bikes are €100 or a bit more. So it's all around the same.
Then I think we skipped a question here.
Sorry.
How much is it to rent the OV bike with the personalized card? That costs €3.85 or 75 cents for the first 24 hours. And after that, it is €5 for each extra day. So, and then that until you hand it in.
Yeah, also, they just don't count per hour. So if you, for example, check it out like a few minutes and a day later than you checked it in the day before, you will pay for 2 days. I hope you guys get what I mean there. Rabia asks, how can we get an ESN card? I already posted a link, but maybe I can post it again because it's maybe easier to see. This is the link. Here you can buy your ESN card. It's at their website. And the next question.
I see here. Any tips for the international student who doesn't live in Utrecht? Well, that's a good one. That obviously depends on where you actually live right now. Depending on that, I would say get a bike soon. If it's in the neighborhood of like around Utrecht, the neighboring towns, it might be a long bike ride, but it is worth the investment because you pay €100 once and you have a travel companion for the rest of the year at least.
Yeah.
If you take good care of it, maybe longer. If you live further away, then it might be worth looking into certain subscriptions from the NS. I think they give subscription for a certain track too. Like if you, for example, live in Amsterdam, you need to go to Utrecht a lot. I think you can get a subscription for a certain discount for that specific track. So from Amsterdam to Utrecht and Utrecht to Amsterdam. Otherwise, there might be also other subscriptions for getting discounts during peak hours, and hopefully that will help you on your way. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to us, of course.
Yeah, I would also say if you don't have, like, if it's too far to bike, look at the NS. I send it again in the chat. Like, look at it. They have some subscriptions like monthly or something that you can use it as much as you want. For example, it will be expensive. It's a lot cheaper to just buy a bike. But yeah, if that's not an option, this is also still an option. The next one is this one, right? Yeah. Do you only need to pay once for the ESN card and can participate in any of the ESN without paying, or is there a monthly cost, additional cost? Okay, yeah. So you pay €6 for the ESN card for the whole year. And then we provide activities, but those are still a few euros, mostly like €3 or something. It depends on the activity. Some are for free, such as our online introduction evening or a cycling clinic. But sometimes, or the pub quiz is also for free. But sometimes we need, for example, when we do a beer pong tournament, we need the location, we need the beer and stuff, and we get it actually very cheap. But you do have to pay like €3 or something, but you do get like 2 liters of beer. I'm just guessing, like something like that. So you do have to pay for some of the activities if you want to join, but it's always a very good deal. And some are actually for free, and it's only €6 for 1 year, the ESN card.
And it's, if you look into the deals, you can get the money out really quickly. So,
go to Puma twice and you're there. The next question.
When will ESN office be open to get the physical ESN card? Really good question. We currently are moving to a new office. We were situated in the city center, but we are moving to the Uithof, to Prinsenplein 9, I think. Yeah. We are going to set up there, and we hope that we will be able to distribute the ESN cards soon. Do keep an eye on our Facebook and our website to see when we will open. We also have to see how everything goes with visitors in this new office due to the regulations and what the university wants. But we are going to make sure that you get your ESN card one way or another. So we are going to try our best to get your ESN card to you as soon as possible.
And if you don't have it yet because of this, because we also can't do anything about it, but if you buy it, you get an email. So for like that time being, that's kind of your ESN card, because we cannot hand them out at the moment. But know that if you just buy it, you have the email that you bought it. It's enough for now, and we'll try our best, and we'll keep you guys updated about when we can hand it out and where. It will probably be at our office, but maybe we have to find another place because of some rules.
But we'll do our best to make sure it will come your way.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the next, what's the name of the bike partner? I posted it above that question. That's Salil City Bike. So you can see it just above the question for the person that asked it.
The link does not show in the chat. Maybe you can specify which link, then we...
Is it the link for the... I guess it's the link for the ESN card. I will post it once more. I don't know. I hope you guys can see it now. Or is it the link for the Facebook event? I also posted that one. I will post that one again as well then. So I hope you guys can see this. Okay, the next one is the quiz night.
For the quiz night, will there be more details on the Facebook page? Yes, the event will go online soon, I think. And then you will be able to subscribe. We hope to do it, make it a hybrid pub quiz. So it will probably be, if everything goes right, of course, partly in Hofman, which is one of our partners. But we have limited space there, of course, and we realize that maybe more people want to join online maybe. So there will also be a live stream at the same time with which you can also do the pub quiz with friends at home or through a video call. and yeah, it will all be in real time. So the people that are in the cafe will use the same app to answer all the questions as the people that are at home. So everyone is competing with each other. If you're at home or at the bar, like it doesn't matter.
And we give this pub quiz monthly, and it's always on the second Monday of the month.
Yeah.
And we will always post it on Facebook as well before, so that you can subscribe
Yeah.
for it. It's always a lot of fun. So
most of the times, I think like 2 weeks before the event, we
Yeah.
start promotion.
Yeah.
So if you just like follow our Facebook page and put the notifications on, you will get a notification every time that we will post a new event, and you'll remain updated. But if you want to join the physical pub quiz, if it takes place, you need to sign up quickly, because last year we sold out really quickly.
Okay, so thank you, Antonio. Apparently, non-owner users cannot post links on the YouTube streams. I can try to, what you say, like cut it in pieces, kind of. So I will just, this will be the Facebook event with some, I hope this will work.
Maybe like also do like between Facebook and .com. So now it's still registered in Facebook.
So, and here one as well. I put some
Very
spaces.
improvised.
I hope you guys can see it now. I don't know if it works. And I will do the same for the ticket shop. For the
That's a good one, actually.
Thanks for this update.
No idea.
I'm not that technical, to be honest, so I don't text. Yeah, I hope this works as well. If not, let me know. I will figure some other way out. Let's see the next one.
If not, you can also just go to our webpage, like Google ESN Utrecht, click it, and there are also like underneath tickets, you can also get the ESN card there. So there you can also make sure that you.
Okay. So someone else. I hope this also worked for me, but you does not show you. Oh no. Okay. Can someone respond if now with my spaces it worked maybe? With the.
Yeah. In the meantime, do you have any other questions?
I think there are no other questions. I think we answered everything. We do also have to stop within 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's actually true.
But did anyone now see the Pretix link or the Facebook link I posted? Because yeah, so also for the ESN card, I don't even have to share the link if it doesn't work. Oh, it didn't. That's really sad. So what you can all do is Google ESN Utrecht. You go to our website, and then you have the thing that's called like tickets. You can click on it, and then it says blah 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 here with the blue thing. And if you click on the here, you get to our ticket site, like to our ticket, and you can just say like buy.
Yeah, there's also like a built-in section there on the website itself already to click it, so you don't necessarily have to click here, but sometimes it doesn't work for people. So if you have any troubles with that, like read the text on the page, and it will say click here to go to the full web shop. It redirects you to another page, and there you can
and for the Facebook event, so I would also of course recommend you guys to just follow ESN Utrecht. Also on Instagram might be nice, but Facebook is more important because there we post everything. And the specific event that I was talking about for the mentor groups is called ESN Utrecht Online Introduction Evening. So you can just find that either in our general ESN Utrecht page or just Facebook for that. Would be really nice to see you there.
Then I think we do need to start closing right now.
Yeah. Oh, well,
yes, we can update your website to include these links. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that would actually be amazing. So orientation team live will update our so we can then post the links, I guess. So that also works. We do need to, I think, for the next group, because we really like to talk to all of you guys. But there's there's another group. Thank you guys for all your attention, all the questions.
We enjoyed it. We hope to see you all soon.
Yeah,
if it's not picking up your event card, then at an event, then maybe on the streets, feel free to approach us if you see us.
Yeah,
we love chat.
we are wearing like the
most of the time
dark
we'll be wearing
green or
this.
something else.
Yeah.
Please approach us, of course. If you still have any questions, we will keep checking this.
For a while.
For a while, for
day.
like half an hour or something. We also have other stuff to do, of course. But if you still have any questions later, Facebook us, email us, no problem. Reach out to us. We're here for you guys the whole year. So, thank you again, and hope to see you.
Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.